is the RIOT on RadioU. It's the Friday, September 30th edition of the podcast. We just wrapped up the fall fundraiser.
Yay!
It's over. It's over.
And did you notice so many this morning podcast listeners who donated?
That's right.
So we appreciate everybody signing up and helping to support Keep RadioU going. And we know it's been, a week of shorter podcasts, but it'll all be back to normal on Monday.
Monday will be the longest podcast you've ever heard.
Because it'll just be us not controlling our time.
Yep.
So make sure if you did not have a chance to support and help out, we really, truly appreciate it. If you go to RadioU.com to get us 100% fully funded. But wait till you hear what's in this.
Yeah, run through it real quick, Isaiah.
We talked about bringing animals back from the dead.
That doesn't matter. Get to the real
We talked
one.
about whether or not you should buy a ring for your significant other.
There it is.
Hudson leans no. He said rings are overrated. He's not a big rose gold guy. We got a lot away from that.
There's only one instance where you buy a ring, and we'll tell you in the podcast if you don't know what it is already.
Well, I guess you could do like a promise ring, but even that is kind of a sticky situation.
At least no
Touchy
against that.
situation.
But we have details if you're like, I would love an orange cupcake looking rose gold ring. Then we might and you have an extra several $1,000s.
Yeah.
We have something that might be an option for you.
There we go. Well, enjoy the podcast, and we'll be back with you on Monday for a full-fledged RIOT once again.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
See you guys.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the RIOT. Radio U.
We've heard whisperings of this before. The idea of bringing the animals back from beyond the grave, as far as extinct animals, not just like your dead pet, but animals that have been extinct for years and years years.
It's always like the woolly mammoth.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we've heard a few companies bring this up before. We now have, though, this feels like it's taking it to another level. We have the CIA getting involved in bringing back the woolly mammoth.
Okay.
The CIA, the whatever that stands for. Yeah, what does it stand for?
Central Intelligence Agency?
Yeah.
You knew that, Isaiah, right?
Oh, I knew that.
I could tell. Yeah. The CIA is backing, they're investing in a company called Colossal, which I feel like we've talked about before as well. So the CIA is helping fund Colossal. Colossal's plan is to take elephant DNA and alter it to have some of the traits of the woolly mammoth and, in effect, bring back the woolly mammoth to our current day and age.
With the help of the elephant?
With the help of the elephant. They couldn't do it without the elephant, I guess.
Sure.
Are we okay with this?
I mean, would we want to see a woolly mammoth?
I don't know if we would. I feel like, if it's just a hairy elephant, then it's not really that big of a deal.
They have the really long, super long tusks too.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I feel like, it wouldn't even be it's not like it's like the most dangerous animal on the planet or anything, so it's just like another elephant.
But it's so huge, though.
Yeah, but it's just like an elephant, isn't it?
It's so old.
See, I think that if they're just
remember
pretty much,
Ice Age?
Yeah, I remember Ice Age. Yeah, Manny.
You could crush stuff and whatever. He's fighting off saber-toothed tigers.
Are they bigger than
Sounds
elephants
dangerous
are?
to me.
I feel like they're the same size. And even if they are bigger, are they really that much more dangerous? When was the last time you saw an elephant? I haven't seen one in a while.
I don't know, but I wouldn't want one angry with me.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm ever in an area where I'd see one. I usually hang out in the United States, typically.
Yeah, but woolly mammoths were in the United States, right?
Oh, so we're just going to plop them down here, in the middle of the U.S.?
Set them free,
Yeah, be like, hey guys, hang on.
In Minnesota or something.
If you're in the deer area, oh no, did a deer hit you? No, it's a woolly mammoth.
One of those darn woolly mammoths again.
Crush the car.
But what about, do we have any problem with the CIA being involved? What do they care? What is that? What does the mammoth have to do with the CIA?
And why are they funding?
Right.
Sounds like an evil movie.
It does.
It does. What is the government going to use the mammoth for?
It could be called Mammoth. Just
I
Mammoth.
like it.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you also see this company, though? The CIA isn't the only, they're not the only funding this company is getting, since it's, like a startup, some kind of deal. So it's also being funded by Tony Robbins.
The one guy?
Yeah, the motivational
guy?
And Paris Hilton.
Who's That's fun.
What a duo.
What investment? Like, what do they care if the
They
mammoth
really
comes
want it back. Like,
Yeah.
They really want it back.
I guess once you have as much money as they probably have, you just
They don't
give
even
it
know when they're
anywhere. Yeah,
investing.
They probably don't
right.
even know, that they're investing into that.
Well,
So they're interested also. This week, I do remember us talking about a wild Arctic wolf. They're doing a cloned version of that. But who knows? Maybe one day there'll be woolly mammoths around.
I feel like we should just clone some of the animals that are like endangered now. I mean,
was thinking the same thing.
We're gonna lose. Like I can't even like name one, but I'm sure there's a bunch of endangered animals right now. The old that
polar bears.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, why don't we?
Why
do
don't we
that?
focus on keeping them around? Because then we're gonna like a couple years from now we're gonna be like, dang, now we have to bring the polar bears back.
And what if we bring the mammoths back and they set off all
they
the
go eat the
balance,
polar
right?
bears.
Then we lose the
that's
regular
right.
elephants, you know?
We already got. You don't want to mess with what we already have.
Oh my gosh, it's like we're in the meeting and we're convincing them to not do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Just make more polar bears instead.
That's a good idea.
Or clone me, either one. If we have that kind of ability.
You're not extinct.
That way I could be laying in bed right now and the other one could be here.
One is more than enough.
Some talking, a little bit of yelling, and a whole lot of eating. The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki,
Yes.
you know what's our Friday tradition?
We have to go over the box office.
We have to look at the movies that are coming out this weekend, and there is something for everyone.
What do we got?
Okay, first of all, this one, this is the obvious one. Hocus Pocus 2 coming to Disney Plus.
Okay.
Or coming. It's come. It's here. You can go watch it right now if you'd like on Disney Plus with the Sanderson sisters. Now, before I had a vague familiarity with Hocus Pocus. Then I watched the original movie. What was it, this week? I don't know. A few days ago,
You
I
have
watched
to explain. He has a bucket full of like
The Halloween bucket,
Halloween
yeah.
movies, and so you pull one out and you can watch it that night.
Hocus Pocus happened to be one of the first ones we picked.
That's so funny.
And it was okay. So I'm seeing here that the second one is coming out. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy are all back and back into their antics. Nikki, you ready to watch?
I never saw the first one, and I feel like
you should watch it.
At this point with Disney Plus, I'm trying my best to never just go on to it.
You don't
even
want to
though
encourage
I have
them?
It. No, I just there's nothing I ever watch on Disney.
Come on, give Hocus Pocus a chance. I did.
You did?
And look at me. Look at me
You're
now.
even better for it.
Yeah.
Is there anything bigger?
How about the greatest beer run ever?
Okay.
Okay, this is on Apple TV Plus. But it is Peter Farrelly. You might remember him from his Oscar-winning movie Green Book. He was a director of that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's also one of the Farrelly brothers who they did There's Something About Mary, usually a lot of comedies. But the greatest beer run ever it's a comedy, but it is from a true story about the Vietnam War, where a guy named Chicky Donahue, who I believe is played by Zac Efron, he brings beer from the United States to his friends that are fighting in the Vietnam War. And so that's the whole story all about that. And it's funny, but there's some commentary in there. Apparently, I'm not describing it like I've seen it. I have not. But that's
There's an
something.
option.
There's potential there if you have Apple TV Plus, which I'm sure you don't. Okay, this is a controversial one.
Okay.
Blonde on Netflix.
Oh, I've heard
That's
a
the
lot.
Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Monroe.
There's two different.
That would also be controversial.
No.
Yeah, that one people hate. People
So far,
hate blonde.
It's Friday, so I'll watch my British baking show.
That's the best you can come up with?
I think at this point you're giving me nothing else.
Okay, hold on. The Munsters.
No,
Rob
gosh,
Zombie's The Munsters.
Are we desperate, guys?
That is, you know what? I have to add that to the Halloween bucket.
Yeah, to see.
Yeah, because it wasn't out when we
Do
started
you
the
see
bucket.
what we're paying for? And we just go ahead and still pay for all of these streaming services? This is what we're paying for.
Somebody in my family does. Okay, wait. This is it then.
Give me one more.
This is the last one.
All right.
Smile. You seen all the promotions for that?
No, that looks weird.
That is definitely not for me. Actually, I was watching something on YouTube and the Smile promo came up. It freaked me out because we got to do something about YouTube. I'm just watching some video about dogs or whatever, and all of a sudden people getting their head chopped off. Spoiler alert! I don't want to see that.
Well, at this point, you
Get control of yourself, YouTube.
You haven't given me anything I want to watch.
Yeah, I've got at least 2 options here. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but
right.
I've got at least 2 out of these 5 that maybe I'll watch.
So a lot of
Probably
box
not.
office this weekend is streaming. Almost,
Yeah, that's
most of
right.
it's not even in theaters.
Yeah, but again, something for everybody of all tastes,
No.
except Nikki's.
I was going to say there's nothing for me.
Yeah, but you're the outlier.
I'm not the only one.
You're the exception to the rule.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at Radio U Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
Obviously, we don't get to talk as much food and stuff. We get to eat a lot of food, but we don't get to talk as much. So I have a stack of stories here. I want you guys to pick out which one you want to get to.
Sure.
We can either talk a new Reese's cup.
Okay.
We could talk pumpkin spice engagement ring.
Okay.
Or we could talk the new Van Leeuwen ice cream flavors. Which one would you like?
Isaiah, what do you think?
You don't have anything else? Is there any other options?
3 not enough to choose
I think we
from?
need 4. Is there another option? So we're talking Oreos, ice cream.
No,
or
Reese's.
Reese's ice cream.
You weren't even listening, were you?
I didn't hear a word you said. Reese's ice cream, or there was one more in the middle.
Pumpkin spice engagement
Pumpkin
ring.
spice engagement ring. Of the 3, I probably lean.
We're going to spend the whole break. You decide what to talk about.
It doesn't matter to me. Any of the 3.
So then why don't, Hudson, do you want to pick which one? I would pick the peanut butter cup or the pumpkin spice.
All right, fine. Let's do what else is there to say about the pumpkin spice? It's a pumpkin spice engagement ring. It's $11,000.
Oh, my gosh.
Would you like to be basic for the rest of your life?
At that price, sure, I'll take it.
Right. I guess so. It's you know what? I don't think you would like it. It's not your color scheme at all.
Oh,
What
is
color?
the
It's like
stone?
orange. Yeah, it's colored like pumpkin
I
spice.
gotcha. Okay.
So I guess we'll just talk about that then. How about that? It is. It's by Angelic Diamonds, and it is. They've actually got. They say it's the most expensive pumpkin spice merch in the world. I don't know if there is a lot of pumpkins. It's literally engraved with the words pumpkin spiced inside.
That's so
Ew.
lame.
Yeah, it's pretty tacky, isn't it?
That's super lame.
That's what you want
Is
to
it a-
showcase your love for the rest of your life.
Is it a real diamond or is it like made from the essence
It's
of
pumpkin
pumpkins?
spice, yeah.
Let me see. What can I find here about the?
Does it have a
about the
smell to it?
quality- Yeah, you know what that would be.
Is it scented?
That's actually something that would be exciting. Whipped cream shaped center diamond surrounded by white diamonds and orange sapphires.
Can you send me a picture?
Yeah, let me send a picture to you. I was working on sending you the Reese's since after you said you wanted to talk about.
No, I'm now too curious.
we don't
about
wanna
the
We
talk
can't
about
do
the
this
Reese's.
anymore. We can't. I'm never going to let you guys choose again.
Perfect.
Here, I'm sending you the picture.
Thank you.
And let me find some more details on it for you. So it is
it is. It's an
It's a unique
atrocity.
color scheme,
I think
isn't
it looks kind of cool for like a day.
Oh,
Maybe not forever.
for the rest of your life.
It's like orange and white and
looks like,
green.
White diamonds, orange sapphires, and an emerald shoulder stone.
So basically, in the middle is a diamond that looks almost like a cupcake, and then it's got the whipped cream on top. So it's got a white diamond on top. Along the sides of the bands has a few stones going down the ring, and that's the orange, the white, and the green.
I'll tell you my problem with it.
What?
Rose gold.
Rose gold?
You don't like rose gold?
That's not me at all. I'd never wear this.
You're not the target at all for this, just to let you know.
But I like
I like
pumpkin
rose
spice.
gold.
You do?
Yeah.
What rose gold do you own?
Oh no, I'm a silver guy. But if I was gonna get someone a ring that wasn't like an actual ring, I think a rose gold ring ain't a bad choice.
What else
You know,
would
like
it
a
be?
fun ring. You know,
Oh, gosh,
you're like
no.
a Pandora ring.
Okay, wait. Don't you ever get a girl a fun ring unless
What do you mean? Girls wear like a
No,
million
you
rings. They have
never
like
buy-
10 rings on their fingers. I
You
swear.
don't buy a ring as a gift unless it's an engagement ring.
What are you talking about?
You don't.
Girls
You
have
don't.
they have like 7
We've got-
rings on their fingers.
Listen, we've got a lady right here, and she's telling you don't do that.
How many rings you wearing right now, Nikki?
I have 0.
You have 0 rings on C, but I feel like most girls I hang out with have like 6 rings on their fingers.
But they bought them
buy
for themselves.
Exactly. So wouldn't they be happy to have a new ring to put on their pinky
Isaiah,
finger?
picture this. You've been going out with a gal for a while, and you're out at dinner, and you're like, "Hey, I got you something."
It's the
And you
worst.
whip out a ring box, and you open it up,
Ew.
and it's like, here's a fun ring.
So you're telling me.
Wait,
you don't
you
think
go
a
this.
man has ever bought a girl a ring that's not an engagement
Isaiah.
ring for her? I've done that. I'll
Let
be
me
honest.
tell you, you get a girl a pinky ring.
Yeah.
Wait to find out how it goes for you.
I've gotten a girl. I bought her a Pandora ring before.
And how'd that work out for you?
We did it for like 6 years. It worked pretty well. To be honest with you, it worked out pretty well. She liked it.
Oh, well, she still has the ring.
I'm glad we invited you in for this.
Yeah, you like that?
One day
I would
we'll
say
teach you. One
for
day.
this right here, I would say I'd lean no. I would not buy a girl
Well,
this ring.
At that price point, too.
$11,000 pocket change for guys
Think about
like us.
how
Hudson.
much good you could do for Radio
I
U
love
with all
that you're
that.
just like, yeah, I totally get her a Pandora ring.
Pandora ring.
That's all you got.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's the only name I could name either. Pandora was the only one I got.
If you've ever asked yourself, just how bad can it get? We've got your answer right here. Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
But first, I want to find out how you would respond to this. What if in our town here, in Radio U-ville, what if we were experiencing a wild turkey infestation?
Well, it's kind of similar to a couple of years ago. We would have, were they vultures or like turkey vultures or something?
Uh-huh.
They were always on that building over there.
Oh, yeah?
And they'd always be on the top just kind of looking down at you.
Yeah, they're scary looking.
Kind of evil, like they're watching. But if we had a turkey thing, at first, I'm very sensitive to creatures, animals. I'd be like, hey, I'd be so excited there's turkeys. But then I also know we have a few hunters here.
That's right.
And
Thanksgiving is coming up.
Thanksgiving is terrifyingly close, so I would be afraid that it would be bring your gun to work to kill a turkey day.
Well, we have rules against that.
Well,
But
in the building.
In the building, that's
you can't
right.
bring a firearm,
Yeah.
but I think, I'm talking about you, Chris, I'd be worried that someone would
Outside, if there's a turkey, all bets are. I'm surprised he hasn't shot a deer through his window.
Oh, yeah, because
From
you get
his
them
office
all the
window.
time. Or I would also just be afraid I would run over one
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty big.
accidentally.
They're bigger than you think.
But we come in and it's pitch black dark out.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like the turkey might run over you is
could
what I'm
be.
worried about. Well, this is actually reality for a town in Massachusetts called Woburn. It is Massachusetts, so it could be pronounced completely differently. But it's a town of about 40,000 people. However, they call them a rafter
Yeah.
of turkeys, has been terrorizing the town. They say that kids are afraid to take the bus to school because the
People
turkeys
are
could
stuck in their
attack.
cars?
Yeah, people are getting stuck in their cars, carrying umbrellas around so that they can fend off the turkeys. One woman has named them. Where she says there's a male named Kevin, and then the females are Esther, Gladys, and Patricia, which makes them sound like
Anna Monica.
Is that Golden Girls?
No, it's not.
It's not?
Boy, that just sounds like old women names to you.
Well, isn't Esther in the Golden Girls?
No, isn't that in the Bible?
Well,
Esther?
yeah.
I don't
What are
think-
the Golden Girl
that was
names then?
Estelle.
Estelle. Close enough. Close enough. What about Gladys? From the Pips?
Maybe.
From the Pips.
Okay,
That's
you know
what
what?
it is.
I'll look up who were the Golden Girls.
All right, you look that up. I am looking at
Blanche,
this.
I remember that.
Blanche, okay. I'm looking up this town where they're fighting off the turkeys. So what would you do? Turkeys don't just go away.
No, well, they do sometimes.
Only, yeah, right.
they
if you've got a
do.
hunter in the gang.
You had a Rose, a Dorothy, a Sophia, and a Blanche, so they're not named
and
after.
Esther, I think.
No,
I'm pretty
Estelle.
sure.
So I think they said that they also have trouble with the turkeys just hanging outside of people's houses. But
They got to hang out somewhere.
Well, they're actually saying the turkeys are probably confused because they're seeing the reflection off glass.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just think there's more turkeys there. So
And they're territorial.
But the people in the homes are thinking that the turkeys are trying to get them.
Well, yeah, when they
But
chase you into your car
it's
and then they're
probably
seeing the
not the
reflection in the
case.
car. So I'll tell you what I would do. I wouldn't kill the turkey, but I'd send it a message.
How would you do that?
I'd beat it up.
You would hit a turkey?
I would. You have to. I'm looking at an expert right here. His name is David Scarpitti. He's a turkey and upland game project leader at Mass Wildlife. He says,
Probably have to kick them.
he says, if you run away, now you're a subdominant. They just won the battle. So
yeah,
you've got
okay.
to stand up to the turkey. And I think I would. So now knowing that, I would give it a swift kick to the head.
Well, some
is what I would
say
do.
they're getting so used to the turkeys that they get scared if they don't see one or two for a couple of days because they're curious or they're afraid someone hurt one of the turkeys or if they got killed accidentally. But yeah, that's in that area.
I think turkeys aren't that agile, that I know of.
I don't know.
I think I could chase one down, tackle it, wring its neck a little bit, just enough to say, hey, you're not welcome around here.
Well, my only, familiarity with a turkey is when it's already carved. So, it's already lost the battle.
That's right.
So
You get out that fork and knife thing and you just start sharpening it like they do in the cartoons.
So I don't know how a turkey would be in real life, but they might be scarier than you think.
Yeah, probably until you show them who's boss.
Dude, just go fling gravy at them. They'll get the message.
That's right. They'll figure it out.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
Now, I don't know if you've kept track of this, but in China, with they want to get things done. They're trying to get the most out of their workers, and so it has been a controversial topic of what Chinese companies will do to try to get people to cut down on the bathroom breaks.
Oh, to monitor how much time someone will go spend in the bathroom?
Yeah, we've had some companies that have cut salaries for people that spend too much time on the toilet. Some that have fined and fired workers that use the toilet more than once a day.
Really?
And then a company that put timers on their toilets. All of that, okay? So that's all a lot. But none of them, all of those pale in comparison to a company in China called it's a technology company. I don't know what it's called, but it is in the Xiamen, Fujian province. And they have put cameras above the toilet stalls.
No.
To monitor phone use during bathroom breaks. They don't care what else you're doing on the toilet.
They just want to make sure you're not just sitting there.
They don't want to see anything except if they see your phone.
So
then
this
it's a
is
problem.
at the China Aviation Lithium Battery Technology Company.
Well, if you work there, you don't want to mess around. That's important stuff.
A state-owned company specializing in lithium batteries. That's real important.
Yeah.
You I don't think you could do that. The cameras over there's just pictures of people on the toilet.
Yeah. Wow.
I would just have to hold it all day.
Yeah. I would be driving around to the McDonald's.
Oh, go on leaving.
Yeah, next door. And then they'd be like, why, now we have to put cameras at McDonald's because you keep leaving.
Well, they say the issue seems to be that a lot of people will, who hasn't hid out in the bathroom? It doesn't mean you're
Sometimes
using
you need
the restroom.
an unsanctioned break, know?
And a lot of these people, they're photographed fully dressed. They're not using the restroom.
That's right.
And they are smoking and they're on their phone. So I think they're trying to figure out a way to stop that.
There's got to be a better way.
That's too much invasion
What
of
about
privacy.
the people that actually are going to the bathroom?
I know. And what if you're sick or what if you have a stomach issue consistently and you're going to be targeted?
Yeah, this is unacceptable. Clearly, this is like a worst nightmare.
But did you notice how no one has their pants down? They're not using the restroom.
They're not even faking. So you don't need to put a camera over top. You just put it down where you can see the feet. And if there's no belt around the ankles, then you know they're on their phone.
Or actually, you just need a smoke detector because every single one is smoking. So that's their version.
Maybe that's okay in China.
That's a version of their smoke break.
That is 100% wild. I can't believe they can get away with that. But it's a state-owned company, so I guess they probably can.
Yeah. So they're conducting an investigation. The District Labor Security Supervision Brigade. What name is that? Is conducting an investigation because they say the company needs to be held accountable. The installation of cameras in a non-public area of toilets violates privacy of the employees.
Yeah. What an investigation needs to take place. We're looking at the pictures right now.
Looking at the proof.
From the bathroom. We can see almost everything. If they didn't have their pants on, at least.
I know, they're not actually going to the restroom.
Yeah, not these ones.
It's hard because on one side you're like, well, this is horrible. On the other hand, you're like, well, they are actually not using the bathroom.
Yeah, that's right.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
Surely you've seen this going around TikTok. the one chip challenge.
Yeah, it's been around for a while.
I didn't know that the one chip challenge was like an annual thing. Did you?
Oh, so like once a year. Does everybody go back to doing the one chip challenge? It's something you can just buy, and it's basically a super hot chip, and it comes like in a package of one, and people try it.
What I didn't know, because I've seen these on shelves from time to time.
Oh, they have different versions.
Yeah,
each
like
year.
every year they update it, and I don't know if it's available. Like I've seen it at the grocery store. I don't know if it's available at the grocery store year round or if they just, every September they reissue it or whatever. But they have a new one for this year, of course. The company that does the one chip challenge, Packy.
Yeah,
is that how you say it?
I think so.
And so for this year's challenge, of course, it is a very spicy chip.
It's a Carolina Reaper chip, which it always is, but they're just changing. Like for this year, it turns your tongue blue.
That's right. That's the new twist. But apparently,
and it's supercharged with scorpion pepper.
Ooh, that's the bad one, isn't it?
I think they're all bad.
They're all bad.
I think they're all bad.
So apparently this year, and I would imagine this has been a concern in the past, but people already have been finding themselves in the hospital due to the one chip challenge. It's so spicy, causing so much issues for certain people that some medical experts are saying, hey, listen here, you might want to be careful, think twice, which is, of course, what the one chip challenge people probably want to hear, like as in the company making it. They're like, yes, talk more about how it's dangerous and people should really think twice before they do it. It's a real challenge. What great publicity for them. Let's see.
I saw this girl's video on the For You page, but I didn't catch that it sent her to the hospital.
Yeah.
I didn't know that that's why she was, she was so upset.
10.7 million views for that girl that wound up in the hospital. Do you think... how much money do you make off of 10.7 million views? Will it cover your hospital bills?
That's a good question. She made $50 to eat the chip. And this was one of the new ones, the one that turns your tongue blue.
Yeah.
Which would be scary because if you go to the hospital and your tongue's blue and they don't know why.
Yeah.
That could lead to
And can you even talk after you take this challenge?
Oh, yeah. It just seems
it's
like
so spicy.
It hurts people. Some people just way more than others. And she ate the chip and had to go in.
It says they've already seen hospitalizations in California, Texas, and Alabama, and school districts are warning parents to watch for their kids doing this. School districts always so helpful, you know.
Look for the blue tongue.
Yeah, that's is your son or daughter chipping?
Show me your tongue.
Look at the signs to watch out for. Blue tongue, crying, going to the hospital.
That'll show you.
Unable to leave the bathroom.
Well, they say you'll just have really intense stomach pains. That usually is what will send someone into the ER for the chip challenge. But yeah, it's something that there are companies trying to get you to try to do every year.
All right, what's up with this? They say one student in Texas lost consciousness and began seizing in his classroom.
Probably it was just too much.
Yeah,
Everybody's
some kind of
different.
reaction.
I've seen plenty of people take these chips and have no issues. Like it can be spicy. I've seen some people have a bunch of them. But if you don't know until you've had spicy stuff if your body can handle it.
Do you want to try it?
Nah. No? I don't want to find out.
Why not?
Because I don't want to find out if we're one of the people that can't handle
Nikki,
things.
Look, 10.7 million views.
Okay.
What are you willing to do to have views?
Not that.
It seems like not
why
enough.
don't you do it?
Maybe I will.
Okay.
We're already doing the Cinefuego crunch.
Those are nowhere near that.
I know. We got to step up our game if we want the views.
Most of the stuff we try that's hot and spicy that companies will tell you is spicy, nowhere near
not
anything.
spicy enough. And I'll tell you why I would do this, but I wouldn't be excited about it. It's not because of how it hurt my mouth. It's because of how it would hurt the entire rest of my body as it passed its way through.
Yep. No one wants that.
Hudson and Isaiah seem like they know a lot about sports, yet somehow it's Nikki that always gets it right. The Riot, Radio U.
Rings of Power are so popular right now. Have you ever wondered, how do the elf ears differ from show to show? I've got the answer for you right here.
You do? Okay.
No, I'm making that up.
I was about to say, what are we talking about? This is not going to plan.
Of, like, the worst topic I could possibly come up with, and see
I
if
was
you guys
so
would still be like,
confused.
"Yeah, let's talk about it."
I was like, I have not seen a single episode of House of Dragon, nor do I know what we're talking about. I was so confused.
But we still need to feel supportive.
Yeah, I was like, yes, let's hear it.
Are you guys
going to
go with it, or would somebody call me out and be like, "This is not on the sheets"?
I was
and
gonna go
also,
with
that's
it.
a horrible content idea.
Well, we just want to let you know that no matter what you bring up, it's fine.
You can talk about whatever you want, and we'll just go along with it.
No, I'd much rather talk about Isaiah's dog. What's going on with Jim?
Yeah, so Jim had a little bit of an occurrence last night. I told you guys that I had some trouble falling asleep, and I forgot to mention the parts where I finally did fall asleep. But for whatever reason, he was in a mood last night.
Your dog?
Yeah, my dog Jim. He sleeps in the bed with me, and at one point during the night, I had kind of moved my leg over him or something, and he let out a slight growl. Oh. And I was like, Jim, what? I literally went, Jim. It's me. What I don't know what you're doing right now. But
it's my bed.
So I could tell he was a little bit off, but I assume that he must have been having some sort of a nightmare in the middle of the night. And at this point, I was asleep. And then I was woken up by just the slightest of jabs to the boys downstairs from Jim with the foot. And there's no worse way to wake up in the middle of the night than just being kicked in the nuts. There's no worse way. And so when I woke up to that, I was like, what do? The first thing, do I spank him? Am I supposed to do I punish him right now? He's mid-sleep. He's not even awake, but he sleeps in between my legs. So when he kicked, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, are you joking me?
I can't. You're taking it to the next level.
That was the first thing I thought of. The feeling of being kicked downstairs is one of the
Oh,
worst things to even explain.
Yeah.
But he was sleeping. He didn't mean to.
I know he didn't mean to, but he still did it. And it's still, for me, I was I barely am getting any sleep tonight alone, and let alone having Jim kick me directly to the boys. It was one of the worst ways to wake up.
No wonder your dog has issues during the day.
Yeah, because I'm right away I was like, spank him. No. Just spank him. It's the only way. I don't know what the heck he's thinking, kicking me down below. And he sleeps between my legs, for whatever reason, that's where he has to sleep. And I'm going to have to take this privilege away if I'm going to be woken up in the middle of the night by being kicked directly in the nuts.
You can't risk or you could sleep with a cup on.
Oh my gosh.
That's
I thought
option.
you had a little side bed for him to be able to sleep
He does.
on.
He goes back and forth. So sometimes he'll sleep in the side bed. He'll get up in the middle of the night, lay down over there, and then he'll come in and lay in the bed. But whenever he does, it's always this big thing because he has to be under the covers still. And so when he comes from his side bed to my bed, then he's waking me up and I'm lifting up the covers. He gets to go under. Then he's laying between my legs. Then he's kicking me in the nuts. And then I'm just I'm never gonna get any sleep with this dog.
Let me ask you this: now that you brought this up, is when you play with Jim, when I play with Saphira, my dog, her paws, somehow it always happens. It's like a missile, that's targeted on the groin area.
Oh, yeah.
Every time, somehow, I wind up getting a full claw right between the legs.
And it's playtime's over.
Yeah,
we're done. Now
right.
you've
I don't know
finished.
how.
Well, thank you for your immediate response to not be, I must spank her.
I don't spank her.
Oh, for me,
but
it's just straight rage. There's
Over to the nose.
Yeah, directly I'm just rage. There's 3 levels to getting hit downstairs. The first level is when you kind of just get nicked and you're oh man, that kind of hurts. The second is when you get that feeling in your lower stomach when you're when you're crouched over and it's there for a while.
Yep.
And the third is when you just get whacked. And that has not to me since I used to play sports and stuff, but that used to happen frequently when I played lacrosse. And that is a 5 to 10 minutes of there could be a serial killer behind me. And I am immobile, paralyzed from my head to my toes. There's no way I'm able to even get a word out at that moment.
Oh, well, Jim, you didn't mean to. You're not in trouble.
So this is
He's in
level
trouble.
1, right?
No,
This is the
he's
lowest
not.
level.
This was the number 1, yeah.
You
Thankfully,
also can't punish your dog later for something that they did during
I just
the
wake
night.
him up just to spank. He's like, what did I do? What's going on? I'm trying to sleep here.
In case you go home today and be like, hey, you bring it up to him, your dog's not going to know.
No.
I'm like, Jim, we had a little bit of an issue last night. I don't really. And he's so happy that I'm home. I'm like, no, spankings right away. I'm still angry about what you did to me.
You are every dog trainer's worst nightmare.
Either way, I was not happy with Jim last night when I wasn't getting any sleep, and then he decided to give me a kick to to the downstairs in the middle of the night.
He's got to learn.
Nothing like a 3 a.m. wake-up call from old Jimmy.
He has to
That's
learn.
your response too?
Yeah.
Shame on both.
You don't know what it's like.
It's a terrible feeling.
That's enough of that. For more Riot content, head to riot.radiou.com.